What's up, everybody? This is Zach.
And Robbie.
With the Nerd Cave Podcast, episode 217. Today we're doing it live.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And as you can see.
I'm glad we did it live because we would have recorded for
an hour,
something like that. And then, then nothing. We would have been just there. I would have got down to the editing bay and just be like, oh.
We would have been like,
what's going on here? So, we're not going to be interactive with the chat like we normally are with our live streams and everything. So just wanted to give that heads up right now that we're going to be acting like you're not there. And unfortunately, okay, just wanted to put that out there. We love you all and we thank you for coming by and watching. But as we stated when there was no mic on, we were doing it just for posterity.
Yes.
This is because of our awesome Patreon supporters that went over to patreon.com/nerdcave and supported us. And we're going to do a monthly live stream. Yeah. And today we sat down and we're like, I made the joke, do you want to do this one live? And Robbie's like, sure, why not? So we're here.
Here we are.
We're here. There is a ton of news. Let me know, Elaine, if you can hear me, though. We should be good to go. Should be good to go. Turn up your volume real quick. Yeah, we are heard now. We're heard now.
We heard.
Okay, there's a ton of news. San Diego Comic-Con's been going on.
Yes.
Disney Experience 23 went on. There's a ton of stuff. A ton of things. But we got to do some sad news first.
Unfortunately, this one hits me hard because George Romero, the first time I remember being scared as a kid because of a movie was because of Night of the Living Dead. And it went on to spark an interest in me of just trying to watch things to frighten me. I enjoy it. I
was never a horror person until Dawn.
But Night of the Living Dead introduced us to obviously the slow-paced zombies. It even had an actor that we got to interview at Pensacon. The guy that I interviewed, the tall guy who was the Transformers guy.
Oh, you're talking about Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. He was in this movie.
Yep.
He actually turned into a zombie, but as he was about to attack the female lead in the movie, it showed him recognizing her, but then they killed him. But just a great mind.
So was there sentience there? You think that's what they were communicating?
I think so. There was that they can recall things.
Yeah.
But they never went too far into it. But I mean, he had other great movies. He had Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great spooky mind.
Spooky.
That is no longer with us. Mm-hmm. So, to the friends and family of George Romero, you are in our thoughts and prayers, and we wish nothing but the best for you guys. Like I said, he impacted my life in such a way that, like I said, I love to watch scary things, and Holly does not appreciate this as much as I do. But, like I said, he's a great man, great horror mind. And it's such sad news that he is gone, but his stuff will live on.
Yes, and George Romero passed away at the age of 77 after a short battle with lung cancer. According to a statement the LA Times provided by his longtime producing partner Peter Grunwald, Romero died while listening to the score of one of his favorite films, The Quiet Man, while his wife Suzanne Romero and his daughter Tina Romero were at his side. The iconic filmmaker will be reminded behind the most influential and best-loved horror franchises of all time, which began back in 1968 with the superb Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. Now, horror movies without him would be a totally different thing because horror movies were kind of like the big monster movies, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, Wolfman, all of that, Creature from the Black Lagoon. That was pretty much how horror movies were. And then you had Night of the Living Dead, which had changed everything.
It broke the mold, and it actually, because I watched Dracula, I watched Wolfman, I've watched those
old classics.
They have the tinge of creepiness, but it's still sometimes it's funny. When I watched this, it brought terror because my dad, I asked him, I was like 8 or 9. I'm like, Dad, can I watch Night of the Living Dead? He's like, no. He's like, it's too scary. You need to wait till you're older. It's like, okay. What did I do?
You watched it.
I went and watched it anyway. And guess what happened? Scared the mess out of me.
Scared.
But I loved it. And I loved the mind behind the movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, great mind. It's sad that it is, no longer with us, but his work will live on.
Yeah. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Romero family. Moving on into more positive news. Avengers Infinity War, the children of Thanos and Infinity War Gauntlet were revealed at the D23 Expo. Earlier this week, Marvel showed all 4 mysterious statues at D23 Expo, which they promised would be revealed today, and they've delivered. If the article would work, I would show you. They look cool. Thanos is flanked by 4 members of the Black Order, who are now confirmed as being his children in the upcoming Avengers Infinity War. I'm not sure if they were his children in the books or not, but I know the Black Order has been around. There's no sign of Supergiant, but pictured below are Corvus Galvi, Proxima Midnight, the Ebony Maw, and Black Dwarf. However, it's been reported that the latter has been renamed Cull Obsidian, which doesn't sound as cool.
No.
Black Dwarf. Black Dwarf, you would think it would be like a little guy, but he's not. He's the biggest of them all.
But that's the one that I, out of all those, I remembered him the most. So, I mean, I hate that they're changing the name, but I guess it is what it is.
They're apparently a formidable-looking group, and each looks like they've been lifted straight from the comics, from Jonathan Hickman's Infinity storyline. Making them Thanos' children makes a lot more sense considering how Gamora and Nebula have been used, and we're now going to have to wait and see which big-name actors Marvel has cast as each of these sinister villains. I think they look cool. Yeah. I think it's a good way, making them his children like Gamora and Nebula gives it a little bit more basis. Maybe they know something about them, some kind of back history, because if they were his children, they must have been around at some point in time. So I'm curious to see how they all work all of that out. But I'm really excited for it. They all look amazing. And just with everything that's been going on with San Diego Comic-Con, I'm super excited for it. Just like this story right here, that Hulk has a major storyline in Avengers 3 and 4. My God, my mouse is not working. There we go. Maybe we can get it. Can we get it? Yeah, there we go.
Now, this coming after the news broke that they will not have a standalone Hulk movie, which, kind of sad because, Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Been doing a great job with the Hulk.
Yeah, has.
Definitely
absolutely amazing.
My favorite actor by far that has portrayed the Hulk. But knowing that he will have a more story in 3 and 4, kind of flesh him out a little bit more, because really all he's there. He's in the first Avengers. He helps Tony build the thing that tracks the Tesseract. And in the second movie, in both movies, he's basically just the smash guy.
Yeah, he is. And everybody is, wanting Hulk. Everybody wants Hulk. But I think not giving him the standalone movie definitely, they had to do something to work in something. And I'm sure this has been the plan for quite some time. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk will have a major storyline from Avengers Infinity War that carries into the untitled Avengers movie. Since taking over the role of Bruce Banner, a.k.a. the Hulk, in Avengers, Ruffalo has transformed the character into a beloved one within the MCU fan community. Jeez. He's been a source of consistency, great action, but also is given the opportunity to explore the inner workings of the character. And in Avengers Age of Ultron, we saw him, develop a relationship with Black Widow, that both of them have a storied past, that both of them have went through a lot of things. Yeah. But I'm curious to see where that goes, because he's launched out into space. Yep. And he's in Thor Ragnarok. And he looks great in Thor Ragnarok. He looks different too. Did you they kind of redesigned the character a little bit?
CG on it a little bit, yeah.
But having his banter back and forth between Thor and
who won? And Thor's like, "Oh, I won." He's like, "That doesn't sound right." He's like, "It wasn't even a competition."
But he was like, he's like, we're like two of the sides. He's like, Hulk fire. He's like, you water. He's like, no, I think we're more similar than that. He's like, Hulk raging fire, you smoldering ashes, or whatever. Like, that kind of stuff is going to make Ragnarok so fun. And just seeing that they're actually giving some love to the Hulk with the Avengers movie, that they're building his character up. We saw it in Age of Ultron, get to see it in the next one, and the one that's not been named yet. Yeah. Which I know originally it was going to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. I don't know that they can wrap all Infinity War up in one 2.5 hour movie. I really don't think they're going to be doing a service to the movie if they try to do it all in one. That's now, scary. It might be like Infinity War, and then have there's been several Infinity, I think it was Infinity Crusade or whatever, where Adam Warlock comes into play. So maybe that's what happens, because we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy that they're building Adam Warlock. He's the more perfect of that collective, Yeah. So I'm curious to see what they do with that, because there's a lot of stuff that could go on there.
One thing that I didn't know if we were moving on.
No.
But even in the animated shows with Hulk and Thor, the cartoons and everything like that, Thor and Hulk always had great banter. They were always fighting, fighting, but they were fighting nonetheless. And I think it's good that we're actually going to see that, because Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo have been great as both of these characters. Both of them are funny in their own rights. Yeah. I remember the first time in Thor, when he drinks coffee, he's like, "This is great, another," and smash. Bringing that together though is going to be
even the part where they're talking and Thor lands and whatever, it's after a big moment, and then Hulk just punches him and he's flies off screen. There's always that chemistry there. So I'm glad that this is happening. I'm glad that they're bringing them together in Thor Ragnarok, and then actually giving some love to the Jolly Green Giant that is the Hulk. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them. You'd be awesome.